Jalen Hurts is surprised at the public spectacle his shoulder injury has become. I want to talk about this for a little bit, guys, because I do think that this conversation has big importance to the Philadelphia Eagles' playoff prospects. So, without further ado, let's jump into this conversation. What's up, Cerebral football fans? My name is Steven Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel. Hey, if you're new to the channel, maybe the first, second, third time you caught my content and you enjoyed today's discussion, we're on a journey. We're on a path that just crosses over 6,900 subscribers. We're heading towards 7,500 subscribers. I would love for you to be a part of that equation and join the Cerebral football community. We call ourselves the Cerebral Lights. Just need you to hit that subscribe button to do that. OG subscribers, hat in hand, here to ask you that favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, smash the like button, help me spike this algorithm. Get this in front of new people that we can potentially convert to our little audience here on the YouTube. All right, y'all. I want to jump into kind of the way Jalen Hurts handled the press conference yesterday. And, you know, kind of like what he was saying, what he felt, what he thought about some of the things being said, that the public spectacle that has become this shoulder injury, because it's really starting to dominate the news narratives. It got to the point to where I didn't really want to make a video on it, but you almost have to at this point, man. I mean, there's no way you can call yourself a content creator and not cover this particular piece of content at this point. So let's hear what he had to say.
Yeah, it's different. It's not the first time I've done it, though. It's happened a number of times. I think this has been a very public venture, but I've been able to navigate that, and I have no problem with doing that. That's a thing that I have to kind of get my mind right to do, and you know, it takes what it takes. At the end of the day, if you want something done, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Some of the things that I noticed, so some of my takeaways were, I kind of get some of the surprise. I get some of the narrative around this because, number one, Gardner Minshew just completely failed to operate this offense versus New Orleans and get this team that much-needed victory it had to have to rest our guys, to get our guys ready for this playoff push. I mean, you know, then you add insult to injury. We end up having to bring Jalen Hurts back to come out there and win that football game, you know, against New York. And then to win that football game versus New York, we had to strip away a certain percentage of our playbook to ensure the health of our starting quarterback in a game that had meaning, but it wasn't necessarily a do or die. It was about playoff seeding, per se. So I definitely get some of the confusion. But, man, that game, man, that Chicago game, going back to that road game in Week 15, it was such a weird circumstance because of the weather conditions. Remember, we had that weird storm coming in, the cold air, all this stuff kind of sweeping down from Canada, came in, hit the Northeast pretty hard, and a few days later, even got parts of the South and you know, did its number on the South. I mean, it was some record-breaking cold all across the nation. With that said, I mean, you heard the players. The players were like, man, it was cold out there. You know that freaking turf had to be, the grass had to be nothing but a sheet of ice out there. So, I mean, I already had kind of some, like, concerns going into that game that these are the type of games to where shoulder injuries and things like that can occur. So, right away, I was like, ugh. Now, I will admit, when I saw the hit, I knew immediately that Jalen Hurts, I knew it was going to hurt. It occurred kind of really late in the third quarter. It was like a minute, just a little over a minute left in the third quarter. And it was a very, very awkward tackle. Like, going back and looking at it, the angle, the pursuit angle that occurred there, the way that happened, it was a really, really strange kind of RPO, you know, slash kind of read option type, you know, tackle. It was just a very strange way of going down on the shoulder. At first, I was like, man, that's going to hurt. He's going to definitely feel that. It's going to really hurt this up, you know, that next week. He might miss a game. Was running through my head like, man, that could be the kind of injury that, you know, once you pull away from the game a little bit and that soreness sets in, you might have to miss a game for that. I never realized the extent to how bad this injury would become and how much of a news cycle this thing was going to capture. And partially, I mean, tell me if you guys feel the same way. Partially it was because of the way the injury was handled following the play. I mean, 3 straight passes after that. We went 3 straight passes after that tackle. 2 completions. We had a long attempt down to A.J. Brown on that possession. It didn't quite work out, right? Miles Sanders ends up having a huge, huge run. And then what do? On a 4th and 3, they get Jalen Hurts on a read option, kind of zone read, kind of RPO type look, and they pick up a 4th down conversion. And then, fast forward, 3rd down, same possession. What do they do with Jalen Hurts? They used him on a quarterback sneak, and they converted there. Jake Elliott ends up missing a field goal on that one. We come away with no points on that possession. But following that play, you had 3 passes in a row. And then you have a 4th and 3 kind of zone read kind of keeper situation there. And then you have a 3rd and 1, 3rd and short yardage situation, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, to where Jalen Hurts comes out there and picks up the first down. Like, they didn't shy away from using Hurts. It wasn't like, and I know that you got to be careful with that because adrenaline, things like that can definitely kind of keep your play up. But it didn't feel that way. And then, you fast forward, you get to the next possession, right? The next series of plays with Jalen Hurts and the way that they used him. On the next series, he hits that deep bomb to A.J. Brown on the sideline. I mean, beautifully placed football in the breadbasket of A.J. Brown off of that hurt shoulder. It was a weird circumstance, guys. I mean, on that same possession, that second possession after the injury occurred, you have a QB sneak for a touchdown. So, to get under center, they did a lot of weird kind of snap and disguise stuff there, guys, with Jalen Hurts in this game, with the offensive line moving pieces, stuff like that. And then they followed it up with a 2-point conversion using Jalen Hurts. It seemed like as you kept going down the rabbit hole of that game, it just felt like, okay, like he's going to be sore definitely this week, but the way they're using him, they're not shying away. Like, they haven't pulled back on the offense. They're still running that system the way that system is run each and every game. And then you go to the game-winning, the game-sealing drive, which was on a slant to A.J. Brown right around the 2-minute mark, right under the 2-minute mark, and that pretty much put the game away. So, 3 straight possessions, the possession where he injured the shoulder, where they go 3 passes, and they use Jalen Hurts' legs to the next sequence of plays to where Jalen Hurts hits a deep bomb to A.J. Brown and then uses himself as a runner to get himself into the end zone and to convert a 2-point conversion. And then after a busted coverage by Darius Slay on a kind of a scramble drill by, got to give credit where credit's due. Justin Fields kind of caught us on a scramble drill there for a touchdown. You come back and you convert to seal the game away. You hit A.J. Brown on an in-breaking route, a slant route. I was a little shocked, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was a little shocked that the injury turned out to be quite as severe as it turned out to be. I definitely knew he was going to be sore. I've definitely suffered that. I thought it was really going to be on the AC joint. I wasn't aware it was going to be on the SC joint. And, of course, the SC joint is a little different from the AC joint. So it shocked me, guys. Personally, it shocked me. But here's what I'm going to ask you, because I think this is the bigger underlying question to all this stuff about the injuries. How healthy do you think Jalen Hurts needs to be to operate the full extent of the offense? And how healthy does Jalen Hurts need to be for this Philadelphia Eagles team to not only make a push and win a home playoff game, get Jalen Hurts that first win of his career in the playoffs, but also to capture the NFC, the conference, and then have that possibility of winning the Super Bowl? What percentage of health do you need to see Jalen Hurts at? And I think you can look at it in different ways. I'm not even saying percentage of health, but what percentage of the playbook do the Eagles need to have at their disposal to do that? Because I do think it would be prudent, it would be smart to scale back some of the RPO stuff a little bit. You can't fully take it away because it changes the dynamic of what this offense is. But where do you see that, those levers being pulled back? Because in my opinion, you got to do a little bit to help safeguard this young man. But at the same time, it's the playoffs, so we can't, you can't put him in bubble wrap. He's got to play. If he's out there, you got to play him. So I'm going to ask you guys, what are the adjustments you think that they'll make? What do you think that scaled back version, playoff version, because it's not going to be like they played in the Giants, guys. There's no way I would think they're going to come out with an offense like that. I think they're definitely going to revert back to what they do. What do you think is going to happen, guys? Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all so much, guys, and I'll see y'all on the next video.